in particular schools cannot hold, while universities across the nation are grappling, looking for ways to change the paradigms and adopt e-learning. Biaka University Institute of Boya has been effectively teaching its students using online and other digital means. We are in the campus of the Biaka University Institute in Boya, where lecturers are currently receiving guidelines and teachings on how to effectively teach their students in their respective homes using e-learning. We are going to be having as guest on this edition of The Point the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic affairs in the person of Professor Epa George Fonken, who is going to be telling us how prepared this university institute has been even before the advent of COVID-19 and what they intend to do to ensure that their students effectively continue with the learning process. You're welcome to The Point. Professor Fonken Epa George, we are glad to have you on The Point today.
Pleasure's mine, thank you.
How is the Biaka University Institute doing today?
Oh, we are doing very fine. You can see us in our beautiful campus. And actually, at the moment, we are going on with training, preparing our lecturers to be up to date with e-learning facilities.
Okay, before the advent of COVID-19 in Cameroon and the effective closure of schools by the administration of Cameroon's government, what has been the place of e-learning in this university institute?
Actually, I would like to say that Cameroon as a whole has gone through a number of crises. And whenever there is a crisis, it affects education and affects education negatively. And many people have been thinking that in one way or the other, the academic year can be compromised. And we try as much as possible not to compromise the academic year. That is to say, have a blank academic year. And so in the present crisis of coronavirus, even before it started, we already had an online platform where students were invited to be part of that platform, as well as our lecturers invited to be part of that platform, not only for learning and teaching, but to have access to other facilities of the university, how they can have their notes, how they can be able to know their lecturers, know so many administrative problems that they have in the university that they will need some solutions. So our in-learning or our online platform has been effective for quite a long time, even before the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, we are living in an age in Cameroon where going e-learning will require a lot of logistics and factors. What dispositions have been put in place by the authorities of this institution to get the process effective?
Oh yes, we have been on by some logistics that we have been able to put in place. We have, first of all, infrastructures. We have about 4 or 5 big classrooms, and we have also 3 laboratories equipped with computers, and we have been using these laboratories for teaching of our students online and getting our lecturers used to these facilities. So it is not a new thing to Biaka University Institute. We have enough logistics. The lecturers are there. The manpower is there. We have about 4 specialists trained in IT facilities. And I think that with this, the human resources, the computers that we have in place, and the infrastructure, I think the administration is behind them to make sure that we can be able to be up to date and effective as far as e-learning is concerned.
Yeah, so much noise is being made about e-learning across the nation as we speak because of COVID-19, though in Biaka University Institute, like you are saying, it has been on already.
Yes.
People are still speculating, asking themselves how effective this would be. Can you paint a picture of how students are going to be learning at home with lecturers back here in the university complex?
I would first of all want to say that as far as our online platform is concerned, before the coronavirus and the prescription of the Prime Minister, we decided to have a meeting whereby we were trying to prepare for e-learning. And we decided that lecturers will be trained. And we asked all the students to be up to date with their mobile telephones and the Power BI higher education version computers, which all of them have. Lecturers also have all of these facilities. And we had been thinking that it would be a good idea for us to carry out a training where everybody should be on board. But first of all, on the online process, we have a three-way possibility. And the three-way possibility is administration, the students, and the lecturers for effective learning and teaching to go on. And this three-way process, at the level of administration, we have a possibility where we can be able to monitor everything that is put online and to monitor the lecturers who are effectively having access online and teaching the students effectively. You'll have to understand that most of our lecturers are part-time lecturers, and to follow them up, we need this kind of facility in place. We were thinking about a possibility where we can have WhatsApp groups and so on and so forth, but that cannot be very well coordinated by the university. So at the level of administration, our online process gives us the possibility to know exactly what is effectively going on with respect to the prescriptions of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, but how does it operate? Students are at home, a lecturer is here. Is the lecturer going to be teaching from the amphitheaters or classrooms?
We are also going to have what we call video conferencing.
Yeah,
yes, we have a classrooms already for that, where the lecturer, because we feel that it is very important to see the lecturer, not just hearing what the lecturer is saying or just giving them notes online, but you should be able to see the lecturers giving you courses online. And that is the part of the lecturer. Lecturers also, through this our platform, they can be able to upload courses, they can be able to assess the students, they can follow them up, they can also be able to have live sessions with them, and also it's a virtual classroom. And we think that we are going to follow up our lecturers, and that's why the training is going on, so that we want everybody to be up to date with this new facility, or this new prescription, or this new event. And with the case of students, all our students, like I said from the beginning, have mobile phones up to date, and they have also computers up to date, which I think that it is their responsibility to make sure that we don't lose this academic year, to be attached to the platform and to the lecturers, so that we can make teaching and learning effective during this period of lockdown.
Now, in considering adopting this process, have you, like administration, compared what you are about doing or what you are doing with what obtains in other countries or continents? That is, I'm talking about state-of-the-art or e-learning process.
Of course, yes, because of the personnel that we have. We have also been asking them, because whatever we are having here, we have experts. When experts in this particular area, some of them coming from the University of Boya, which is our mentor university, and they are here with us, training us, and we have those experts who have been following up the training online. So I think what is happening around the world today is a global village. It's not like something new coming to Cameroon. We have Cameroonians here who have degrees online. So we have also been able to catch up with this, and I think we are well exposed to that facility, and we think we can be able. We are not inventing anything, particularly as far as the e-learning is concerned. We are just adapting to what already exists to make sure that we can also be able to give the students the best that they deserve.
Okay, this edition of The Point is recorded out here in the campus of the Biaka University Institute in Boya, where the training of lecturers is going on to make sure that they are up to date as far as effectively interacting with the students while they are back home. A special session is taking place in this campus, and the session was opened by the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Francisca Biaka, who had this to tell the lecturers.
We know why we are all here. Apart from the fact that the government has shut down all universities, we have a responsibility to keep our students abreast with the knowledge we have been imparting on them all these months, in the beginning of this academic year. We continue doing that. And the only way we can do that effectively, well, everything is not 100%, but when I say effectively, it means that there will be interaction between yourselves, that is the lecturers, as the institution, and the students, wherever they are. It's only by the means of e-learning. And we have developed, a step further in this e-learning thing, not just rely on WhatsApp or the portal that we used to use just uploading notes, but now we will be seeing the demonstration to us where we can even do video. The lecturers, you can come sit down in the conference of your office, where you have internet here, and you give lectures to your students who are out there in the world, at their homes, and they will be seeing you talking. But there's another thing too in imparting knowledge or lecture. Now, audio, yes, audio is good, you listen, you take down, but when they see your face as you're talking, it's a different thing. It makes a lot of the difference. And so we have, the institution has gone very, very far to get this done, to get platform within and outside. And so let us all take it very, very seriously. And this includes all the lecturers. All the lecturers, be it full-time or part-time, as long as you're giving lectures in this institution, you must know how to operate, how to go online. You must be in touch with your students, because academics will be following up very, very closely. The system has made it so, easy for academics to know who is online, who is doing what, following the normal timetable. I think so. I will not go into our technical things that the instructors will. So once more, welcome, and let's be attentive and let's be. Thank you.
Welcome back. You are watching The Point on my Media Prime, and our guest on the program today is the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic affairs at the Biaka University Institute of Boya, telling us how prepared and effective the e-learning process is in this university complex. Professor, I want to ask whether you have taken a measure on the rapport of the lecturers and the students as they effectively engage in this e-learning, given that the lecturers are going to be doing it from the campus here, while the students are at home.
The lecturers are not actually going to be doing it only from campus. Even anywhere they are, from their homes, they can be able to do what the students are asking them, particularly when they encounter some difficulties. They can be able to come to the lecturers. And at any point, this is the nice thing about it, you can be able to access your teacher, as well as your teacher can access you at any time. So even we think that the possibility is there for teachers and lecturers to work. The rapport is very healthy at the moment, because for one thing, the students have been on us, pressurizing us, that they don't want to lose the academic year. And you know that we have so many professional exams which are going to be written by these students, the HND, etc. And we think that we cannot also abandon the students. And we have asked our students, our lecturers, we have counseled them, and we keep counseling them to develop a healthy relationship with the students. And this is no longer a period where you can say that you cannot be able to answer a problem posed to you by a student. So we think that the students also, it is not a question of harassment. Teachers are also human beings. They have their own things to do. So you should be able to know exactly at what time you can be able to contact your lecturer, particularly healthy hours, that he can also be able to have a cool head to give you exactly what you want. So we have been having sessions both with our students and our lecturers, especially to improve the rapport so that there is a win-win situation between students and lecturers and the university as a whole, so that we can make learning and teaching effective.
Okay. How efficient is the evaluation process going to be, knowing that at the end of each session or course, the lecturers are expected to evaluate and give marks to these students?
It's going to be really effective because we have been thinking about that. It is not like sitting in a formal classroom and taking and writing lengthy essays in prose and so on. What we are trying to develop is what we call multiple choice questions,
okay,
which is very easy for students to do and the lecturers also to mark. And our IT experts are working on that particular aspect with the teachers concerned, so that we can develop multiple choice questions that can easily be corrected or be evaluated online. So I think that is already in our thought and we are working on that.
And have you thought about research and possible assignments? What happens? You send the assignments? And
we send them assignments online. The lecturers send them assignments online. They give them work. First of all, we have a course outline. From the course outline, being a university, we make emphasis on independent studies of the students.
Okay.
You don't depend totally on what lecturers come to give to you. You should give you, first of all, a course outline and some reading materials or some areas you can go and look for materials. And the students start working on these themselves. So most of the time, particularly, it will not be, say, for example, you have 90 minutes of classes or 2 hours of classes, but the teacher comes and tells you exactly what you are supposed to do, and now we make research very effective. All of them know how to use the Google. All of them know how to use the internet to look for the necessary material.
So it's a plus.
It's a plus. It's a plus. I do agree it's a plus because that is what has been recommended a long time ago. And I think whether fortunately or unfortunately, with coronavirus around, these students as well as lecturers will be forced to come on board and make use of this very important tool, which is an important tool for research.
Now, Biaka University is going digital.
Yes.
E-learning is here.
It's here.
It's here. Is this process engaged just for COVID-19, or it is a direction, a new direction that has been undertaken and that has to be followed up by the university?
It's not a new approach. The only problem here is that people have been very slow in catching up with this innovation. It's been there for a long time, more than 10 years ago. And before we started this interview, I told you that we had been prepared for e-learning before the COVID-19. And so much so that we only need to develop and improve on the process, particularly as so many people, or we're having so many users on board now. So we think that with that, it is not totally new to
Is this also an opportunity? Are you telling the televiewers, because many people are going to be watching from across Africa and the world, are you also saying that people can now study in this institution from, say, Gabon, from Equatorial Guinea, from Turkey? Is that possible now?
If they did not know, we have our website. You just need to put biaka.org or Biaka University Institute, and you'll be able to access the university. And normally we invite students from all over the world to come to Biaka University because we have one of the best facilities for health. We have also our management sciences courses, which we have just started. Next year, we'll be opening educational sciences, and we think that all over the world, we want people to come here. But at the moment, we have students from Nigeria who are also studying in this university, quite a good number of them, particularly in the area of health sciences. So I think this opportunity gives them plenty of visibility to Biaka University, and I'm sure that many other students from other countries will be able, through this facility, to get access to Biaka University.
The effectiveness of this e-learning process will require a lot of scrutiny, I'm sure, from the administration. How serious, how rigorous is that going to be? Are there some policies already laid down to ensure that?
Of course, yes. I am the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic affairs, and I am going to be very rigorous as far as this whole process is concerned. I told you from the beginning that we are dealing mainly or principally with part-time lecturers in the university, and they work according, or their work and they are paid according to hours. So money is an incentive, and if you cannot be able to teach the number of hours that you are required to teach, you will not be paid. And we have the platform whereby we can be able at any time to know at what point any lecturer had access to that platform with respect to the students or with respect to teaching. So we think that we have put in place the necessary mechanism for monitoring the whole activity to be sure that the whole process is effective.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the timetable. You know that students were already used to a particular timetable. Is this going to be respected, or there's going to be shift from what obtained originally here on campus?
It's the normal timetable that we are going to respect.
Okay.
We have already prepared the timetable. We have put it online, and we will be able to tell students exactly at 9 o'clock this is what course is going on, or at 12 o'clock this is what course is going on. So at that time, we want all the students also to be on board. And we have also been able to tell the lecturers that this is a very serious exercise, because the students will go and buy data or will go and prepare their telephones to follow courses online. You too must be at the other end, so that when you are expected to be online, you should be there effectively. So we think that we are going to make sure that it works.
You're going to make sure that it works. What is happening with the lecturers? We've seen lecturers, it is true, the Vice Chancellor already has spoken to them. This process, how long is it going to last? What is going on there?
The training is an ongoing process.
Okay.
I would say that this is nothing but an initiation to the whole process. Some of them are already on board. Some of them already know how to have access to use the platform so very well. But there are some people who are slow. And that's why we decided to do this general training today, so that everybody should come on board. And we are also saying that at any time, any particular lecturer, any particular student who has a problem accessing the platform can always consult the IT administrators or the lecturers concerned, so that they can be able to solve the problem. So it is an ongoing process. It does not end here today. There are some lecturers who are not even around, who will be coming back later on to follow the same training and make sure that they are with us as far as the program is concerned.
Now, this process, it is true, this is an initiative of Biaka University Institute, but the Biaka University Institute is mentored by the University of Boya, and surely you have a visa from the Ministry of Higher Education. How effective are these two instances as far as also monitoring what you guys are doing out here? I'm talking about the University of Boya and the Ministry of Higher Education.
Thank you very much, because that question is welcome, because before this whole process, we had a preliminary meeting with the Minister of Higher Education in Yaoundé, where the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Horace Manga, was there, and we were giving this prescription to start e-learning process, if we have not been doing so, particularly with our students, in order to save the academic year. So we are keeping the minister informed with everything that we do as far as teaching and learning is concerned. All the meetings we have had, we make sure that we inform the minister about our meetings, and we inform our mentor university, University of Boya. So we are even our program working very hard to get all the teachers on board, is because we are trying to make sure that we meet with certain deadlines as far as the University of Boya is concerned. We have to do examination. We are just starting the second semester. University of Boya is also starting the second semester. So we must be in phase with University of Boya. Otherwise, we are left behind when it comes to evaluation of our students, or perhaps some
end of term
examinations, or other things that we require at the University of Boya. If we don't work in conformity with what they have prescribed, then we'll be left out.
And examinations that are set at the national level.
As I'm sure that I said at the national level, that is already taken care of.
Okay.
We have been working with the Ministry of Public Health and we have been working with the Ministry of Higher Education. There was a problem of registration of students that has been solved, and all the students, as of yesterday, I was informed all 300 students who are supposed to register for HND are prepared, or they have been registered, and almost 200 and more have been validated. That is effectively registered. It is a question of money now on the part of the students to get themselves effectively registered.
Which means that, going by what you are saying, the school year at the Biaka University Institute of Boya is not going to be compromised in any way.
It would not be compromised in any way.
Okay.
We will do everything following the prescription of the Minister of Higher Education, following our mentor universities and accompaniment, and following all what is happening with the administrative authorities here in Boya. We will do everything so that we can be able to save this academic year.
Okay. One last question. Let me know how the parents of the students, how have they received this new form of education for their kids?
We are talking about higher education, and we don't have a parents-teacher association as such through which we could be able to inform the parents. But I'm sure working with mature students, I'm sure the parents are already aware that that is the situation we are going through, and I'm sure they will understand when their students or their children would ask them for money to buy data, to get their telephone charged, and to make sure that they are up to date with classes. And when they see the students working privately at home, they should know that classes are effectively going on at Biaka University Institute.
Okay. One last word for the students and the televiewers watching you out there as far as this e-learning is concerned at the Biaka University Institute of Boya.
I would like to tell the students and the general public that they should remain confident, and we shouldn't panic. What we are doing here, we are professionals and we know exactly what we are doing, and we make sure that this academic year is not compromised in any way. And parents can have confidence in us, particularly with respect to the examinations that are supposed to be taken at the end of this second semester or at the end of the academic year. We'll make sure that we prepare our students very well as usual, and we'll make sure that we live up to their expectations.
Okay, televiewers, it is here we draw the curtain for today's edition of The Point with Professor Fonkeng George Epa, a Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic affairs out here in the Biaka University Institute, Boya, who took us around the process of e-learning in this prestigious university. It's bye-bye from us out here at the complex of the Biaka University Institute, Boya. Stay blessed.